Now live. Andrew, you're good to go.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to another session of Career Bytes, presented by Ohlone College in conjunction with Herrera Job Center, Mission College, Peralta College, Tri-Valley Career Center, and we have two wonderful employers in addition. We have Rebecca.herrera from Homestead Senior Care and rballou from college nannies and tutors. We're going to go into a quick presentation with Rebecca, and then we'll go into Remy's presentation. If you guys have questions, please put them in the chat, and we'll make sure to get to as many as we can. And then if we don't get to any, like I said, we'll definitely give the information to our information so you guys can connect with any career centers part of the coalition. And then also with my host, Nina Scott, I'll let her introduce herself as well.
Hi, my name's Nina Scott, and I work with the Eden Area AJCC in Hayward and Rubicon Programs, a nonprofit dedicated to assisting the community with job search and job needs and career as well. And thank you for being here today. And I'm happy to be here. And I'm going to turn it back over to Andrew.
Thank you, Nina. We wanted to make sure that reiterate to all participants that all career centers in this coalition are constantly still in active operation during COVID-19. We're just not meeting physically with candidates, but we'll be able to share information with ourselves as well as the employers, like I said, so you guys can reach out to us for any career needs that you might have. But without further ado, I'm going to put up Rose Herrera's PowerPoint. And like I said, if you guys have those questions, definitely put them into the chat as they come up, and we'll make sure to address as many as we can. Thank you. Oops.
Go ahead and go to the next slide, please, Andrew. Well, thank you all for inviting me to come on here today. I'm very happy to be on here, especially with COVID-19, because we all need applicants and caregivers to come on board with us. So my name is Herrera Lvn here at Homestead Senior Care. I'm also the Director of Recruitment and Retention, and our Homestead is based out of San Francisco. I am from Fresno, California. I began my career in the medical field since 2003. I started out as a medical assistant, CNA, and then became a nurse. I now recruit caregivers and train them to be successful with caregiving out in the field. I also started Homestead Senior Care team in San Francisco as of March 2018, which I'm very happy to have joined. So if you could go to the next slide, please. So we are about 90% of our seniors prefer to live at home as they age, and that's why we're here. We are an in-home care agency that we care for seniors at their home. Go ahead, next slide, please. So that's why we are enhancing the lives of aging adults and their families. We have over 1,100 franchise offices. We have over 65,000 caregivers and over 50 million hours of care annually that we provide to seniors. Go ahead and go to the next slide, please. We are fulfilling a worldwide need for senior care. We service the United States, Japan, Canada, Australia, Ireland, United Kingdom, Switzerland, Germany, Finland, Italy, Netherlands, China, and Quebec. So we are an international company. We have a lot of franchises. So if you ever move from one state to another, most likely we might have a homestead there. So you would be able to do some type of transfer if it's needed. So go ahead and go to the next slide, please, Andrew. So the services that we provide are companionship home helper, which you would do meal prep, medication reminders, accompany them to the doctor visits, grocery shopping, laundry and linens, light housekeeping, and socializing. Socializing is very big just for the fact that a lot of family members have their own lives and they work and they're not able to interact with their loved ones the way they would like to. So a lot of times that's why we're there. So we really try and teach our caregivers to socialize with them so they could do things, talk, rather than isolate themselves. We make a big difference out there in the community. We also provide personal services, which assist with bathing, dressing, and continent care, which means help them to the toilet, change their brief if it's needed, mobility assistance, which means you stand by them while they're walking. And we give you, we train you with these skills, and we give you the tools you need to be able to do it. So it gets very exciting when we get caregivers that have no experience to when we advance them with their training, and it's exciting with the results we get with them. So Alzheimer's or other dementias, we minimize behavioral symptoms, which means if they're saying, I want to go home, and they're in their home, we show you how to redirect the client and make it a smoother transition for them to be able to be comfortable in their home. Encourage engagement, keeping the person safe, which means they might be a fall risk. So they might be wobbly, they use a walker, so you would stand close to them so they don't fall. Supporting the family, a lot of times the family is 24-hour a day caregiver, so they do get tired and need a break. And that's why our caregivers are there to be able to give them that break, to be able to love their loved ones the way they need to. And then we do transitional care service, incidental transportation, prescription pickup, hospital and discharge assistance. And then we also do hospice support, which is supplemental support, respite for the families. With that, we teach our caregivers how to interact with the hospice team, which usually consists of a nurse. And also, Andrew, it says recording has stopped. Do I continue? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I could hear you.
Okay,
I think that it went back on.
Okay, perfect.
It is recording again. No.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. So like I was saying, we teach you how and train you how to work with the hospice team, and they also have a chaplain. And then you deal with a lot of grieving family members. So it's not easy for just anyone to be a caregiver for a hospice support. So it's up to the caregivers that are interested. And again, we train them on how to be able to handle those matters. So go ahead and switch the screen, please. Okay, so here at Homestead San Francisco, we have been open since 2002, and the owner is Frank Bellante and his wife Elizabeth Bellante. We only service the San Francisco area. We offer caregivers flexible schedules with variety of shifts throughout the day. We understand the position is not one size fits all. Here are some examples. So for students, we do take on a lot of students, and our positions can prepare students for future nursing positions with non-medical duties like companionship, bathing, toileting, and more. We work with your availability no matter how complicated, and understand that it will change each semester. So as long as you communicate with us, and again, with the history and my background, I also went to school for nursing, as I had said previously. But with that said, it did help me when I was a caregiver, let alone CNA, to be very observant, and it really helped me through nursing school. And it just made it so much easier because I was prepared and I already knew certain things, so it was very helpful. Go ahead and change the screen, Andrew. Okay, so for graduates and CNAs, usually after graduation, many of our caregivers choose to stay on with us here at Homestead. And for that reason, caregivers of all experience levels often prefer that one-on-one care that our positions offer. So I'll give you an example. When you graduate in CNAs, you get anywhere from 8 to 22 patients, clients, and it's very fast paced. And me, I like to build relationships. So for me, one-on-one was good for me. So I know how a lot of CNAs and graduates end up turning back to in-home care agencies just for the fact they could build that relationship and pretty much sometimes get paid about the same. And then retirees and anyone looking for a change in your career, we do in-house paid training for caregivers who have no experience, but they need to have the personality, motivation, and the compassion to care for the elderly. And so that's what we're looking for. We understand, you know, not everybody has the skills or the tools. As long as they have the compassion, the personality, and the motivation to do it, we're more than happy to train you. You get paid for your training, so it's great. So go ahead and change the slide, please, Andrew. Okay, so our benefits is paid sick leave after 90 days. Every 30 hours accrued is 1 hour paid sick time. As of this year, we offered the 401k. We do think about our caregivers' future and when they retire. So we actually added that as of this year, which is exciting. Again, we offer flexible schedules, paid trainings, referral bonuses, and those are once you get on board with us. If you refer a family friend or a family member or even just a friend, you can receive up to $300 per person that you refer to us. Caregiver and client introductions. We have a director of care management. Her name is Victoria Black, and it don't matter how long you're with us, but for each new client that you go to, you are met there by one of us here from the office as a team. It's usually the director of care management, Victoria Black, and she introduces you to the client, the care plan, and also shows you around the client's home. So we set you up for success and you and the client are comfortable with one another. Then we also have caregiver quarterly meetings, which is ongoing training, let alone socialization for caregivers. We talk about challenges we have out there in the field, and we collaborate and try and find solutions, let alone we provide that safety training, especially right now with that COVID-19 going on. We prepare you guys how to stay safe out there in the field. Go ahead and switch the screen, please. Okay, so what makes us different is our care management that I talked about. Our director of care management is Victoria Black, and she does the introductions for the caregivers, which she really thinks is very important. So do we. It makes a big difference for our caregivers, let alone the client, to feel comfortable. She also does quality assurance visits, which means she checks in with the client, see how things are going. Is there anything they need? How is the caregiver? With that said, she also checks in with the caregiver during this time and finds out how's it going also for them, let alone is there anything else that we need to support you with out there in the field. Us here at Homestead, we really like to support our caregivers and give them everything that they need to be able to do their job. With that said, Victoria also does consistent evaluations of plan of care, which means the care plan. She updates it as often as needed, so we could give the appropriate care to the client and make sure their needs are met. So with that said, we also have hands-on training by full-time LVN, which is me, which I enjoy and have fun doing. With that said, also, we have no answering service, which means we have a live person that answers the phone 24 hours, 7 days a week, to give you the support that you need at that time, not where you get a call back. We want to be able to do rapid response with you and be able to give you what you need immediately. We also do Hilarity for Charity, which is a grant for clients that are not able to pay for or have the money to have our services but need it. They do apply for it, and if they qualify, then we give that service to them for free. We also do Be a Santa for Seniors every year, which is a lot of fun. The team, we all split up in groups, and we have different stores that we utilize. Sometimes it's Walgreens, sometimes CVS, sometimes eye doctors, depending, and we get a lot of gifts. And then we take our gifts and we take them to an assisted living for seniors to interact, have some type of engagement, wrap the presents. Then we drop them off at the Curry Center to give to the seniors that are in need, like toiletry, toothpaste, toothbrush, socks, just canes, walkers, whatever they need. So it's a pleasure, and it's just very rewarding to be able to do that, to give back to our community. Our owner here really believes in that, and it makes me very happy to work for a person like that. So let's go ahead and go to the next screen. And then how do you apply here at Homestead? So we have a website that you can go to that is up on the screen now. It's www.homestead.com/220/home and then care jobs. You can actually apply online. So that's the link that you would go to, and it'll bring up careers. And then there's different type of caregiving positions on there that you would click on. So once you click on the selection that you want, go ahead and fill out that application, and it comes directly to me. With that said, make sure you put that you how you heard about us. So you would talk about the online networking, so I know where you came from. With that said, we also have our phone number to our office, which is 415-441-6490. You could call and ask for Lavinia, which is a recruitment coordinator, or myself, which is the director of recruitment and retention, to set up an appointment if you would like to fill out one here in the office. We really don't recommend that right now because of the COVID-19, but if that's your only option, then give us a call and we could set up an appointment with you and make sure we follow our safety precautions here. So then we also have our emails, which my email is listed below, well, also on the screen, rebecca.herrera@homestead.com, and also Lavinia, hers is lavinialacalaca@homestead.com. And you can email us if you know you're interested and want more information about this position, and we would give you information and guide you on your next step that you need to take. Go ahead and change the screen, please. Okay, so because of the COVID-19, right now, as you know, we are considered essential workers, which makes me really proud to be able to still service the seniors that are in need. They're safer to be at home rather than in the hospital setting. So it's really nice to be able to give those services to them still. With that said, we are considered essential workers during the COVID-19 pandemic. We take it very seriously to keep our caregivers safe out there in the field. So we do our check-ins on a weekly basis with our caregivers to support them, give them updates on safety things out there, like the safest transportation. If the bus routes are closed, we just get them up to date with everything very quickly. We also provided homemade masks for our caregivers recently, which are these, and we made them to keep our caregivers safe out there in the field. So, and they do use them, so it makes us very happy that we were able to provide those to keep them safe out there. We also send our caregivers weekly PPE, which is personal protective equipment that they need, which is the mask, gloves, sanitizer, and if they feel they need gowns with certain clients, we also provide those. We are here to support our caregivers 24 hours, 7 days a week. Go ahead and change the page, please. So on the next screen, this just shows a little bit about the PPE, personal protective equipment, what we do provide. Not everybody uses the gown. Usually the gown's just there. There's no one using them at the time, but they're available for you if you need them. So this is the special equipment you would wear out there as a barrier between you and germs to help also not travel the germs to the client's home. And it also helps for you not to be exposed or spread the germs. So go ahead and change the page. Okay, so what are you waiting for? Come join our superhero team by starting your career today as a caregiver. So we're calling all superheroes because that's what our caregivers are, our superheroes. And it takes a special person to be a caregiver, not a special degree. So go ahead and switch the page. Okay, so here's more of my information, our address, our phone number, my email address, again, our website, and then if you could like us on Facebook, if you could find us on there, that would be great. We give a lot of information on there. We keep you updated, ongoing education also to interact with seniors. If you could go ahead and change the page. So hashtag stay at home instead, that's our new logo on our shirts to keep everyone safe out there. So it's just a fun thing to do. So thank you for having me. I greatly appreciate it. I hope you really think about coming to us. And by the way, happy Nurses Week. We really appreciate any nurse out there or even going to nursing school. It's a high demand. And thank you so much for being a nurse and doing what you're doing out there, you superhero. Thank you, Andrew.
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you so much, Rebecca. That was awesome. Don't worry if you guys didn't get the information on that slide. We're going to make it available when we upload the video to our YouTube channel. If you guys look for it, Career Bytes on YouTube, as well as, like I said, Remez is going to go into his presentation next. I wanted to turn over to Nina if she wants to do a quick introduction of Remez's organization. But thank you again, Rebecca.
Yes.
Thank you, Andrew.
Yes, thank you, Rebecca. You guys are superheroes. I just have to put that out there.
Thank you, Nina.
So without further ado, I'd also love to introduce to you rballou of College Nannies and Tutors, Santa Clara, San Jose, and he's going to talk to you a little bit about opportunities. Thank you so much for being here, Ramiz. If unmute. Okay.
Ready to go?
Yes.
Yeah, thank you for everybody. Thanks for inviting us to this session. This is really great for the coordinating team between Ohlone and Nina's team and Andrew. It's really great to put us in touch with the community. Definitely, it's kind of hard to follow up on Rebecca's presentations as hiring superheroes. Definitely College Nanny is also a company where we provide services for the community by hiring superheroes, but we focus primarily on the younger generation of the community, primarily on the kids. My name is rballou. I am with College Nannies. We have one of the audience on the call here with us is Evelyn Vega. She's one of our staff in the team. We are a company that's located in San Jose, but we serve larger community. I will talk a little bit more about that. You want to share the slide or let me share it?
No, I already shared it, Raj. You just tell me how you want me to drive it.
I'll give you the prompts when ready.
Okay.
So once again, my name is Ramiz, and the name of the company, College Nannies, Tutors and Tutors. We go to the next slide, please. So College Nanny is a national franchise. We are nationwide. We are the largest employer of nannies in the nation, where we hire people who work either as nannies or tutors in the various capacities of services. College Nanny is a Bright Horizon company, which is a larger organization that is, for those of you who understand, it's a publicly traded in the stock market. And we have coverage throughout the country from California all the way to the East Coast, New York, Florida, pretty much everywhere. So we cover 30 states, and we're a fast-growing company. We have over 6,000 nannies, sitters, and tutors that work for the organization, and our focus is primarily to serve the community. What is the key motto that we follow with is a can-do attitude and leave it better. The idea is when you work with kids, how do you really help the family to support them as they are busy with their life? In this day and age, all the adults are very busy with their work, whether the pandemic or before. Most families are either two-income jobs, mom and dad working, or single mom or single dad, or everybody's really working around the clock, and their loved ones are at home. They are needing the attentions. In this day and age, there's a lot of distractions, there's a lot of activities, and parents are busy with work. Well, how can you really help those children, nurture them, rather than they sit on the computer, they sit on the TV, they play their time, spend their time on the tablet? That's not much development for them. The idea is our staff is to really work with those children, to be a role model with them, to help them develop the skills, whether it's educational skills, physical sports, learning, technology, social studies, what have you. So the idea is they develop all these skills so that they grow up to be more mature individuals. Next slide, please. So College Nanny was voted among the best places to work in 2020. So this was voted best our staff, and they love to work for us for the work we do for them. As I mentioned, our staff we don't call them nannies or sitters, we call them role models. They really engage with children in various capacities. And the idea is when they go at home, they are the big brother, the big sister for the younger kids. They engage them with learning activities, be it educational, be it sports, be it social skills, soft skills, a variety of times. They are equipped with supplies that can help them to engage the children with a variety of activities, to be creative, be it art and craft, be it explorations of various natures. The idea is we want to have them exposed to concepts and how do you be imaginative? How can you be an astronaut, and how do you plant any seed, and what happens next? What happens if you take a small seed and you plant it and make a small tree versus a small seed to create a huge tree? How do you establish that knowledge? Being confident, how do you express your opinion? How do you share your opinion with others, and how do you protect your boundaries where people don't, affect your feelings? And if somebody says something that hurts, that's great. They can say whatever they want to, but the idea is you want to have this person have confidence in themselves and their thoughts and in their energy so they can really grow independent individuals and have a strong contribution to the community. So the idea is to help the individuals, help the children to be the best they can be. The respect to each other. We are a melting pot of the world where people come from different cultures, from different backgrounds. What do we bring to each other to really help us as a community to grow? Color, gender, ethnicity, religion, it really doesn't matter. It's what we really can do to help each other. So all that stuff to help the individual grow, at the end of the day, coming to your room, well, how do you really help be responsible to your room as a young kiddo? Clean up your house, clean after you. Do things that is going to help in the home, help things that help in the community. How do you really help yourself to be an organized, contributing citizen? So these are the kind of things our staff get involved with. And the people that come to work with us, the people who are engaged with us, they really love to do that. People who come join with us, they're the students who are either studying psychology, education, or child development, what have you. They really want to put themselves in a career where that is the path for their education. 2-3 years down the road, they blink their eyes. They are the school teachers. They're the psychologists. They're the social workers. So that's the kind of people they have. That does not limit to that. The other people that they work for us also, moms or other people who are really enjoy spending time with kids, they just come and participate to really help in the growth and development of those kids. Next slide, please. So the opening that we have right now is for a number of positions for nannies and sitters, and the service that we provide is in-home care, meaning The services provided in the privacy of the family. The staff, they go to the family, they provide the care for them. We have, given the Bay Area that we are in, people of all kinds needing of different services. Some people need a full-time service, part-time service, or just for the summer, or sometimes just an on-call basis. You know, people where they need a service on a Saturday night or Friday night, or, you know, maybe just a random events where mom is staying at home or she needs to go to a doctor, or she has a business events where she needs to go to. On a particular situation, they need to have a service to come in. So we provide these various options. We work with the staff to provide flexible schedule. If this person has a college student or have work or have various responsibilities where they need to have, they would like to have this kind of job, but they also have another constraint. So we are available to work with them on that basis. The people that we care for could range anywhere from newborn all the way to up young teens. We have a variety of situations where a mom gave birth to a child. A few weeks later, she decides to go back to work, does not want to put the child in a daycare center. They rely on us. We can provide a full-time service. Or she might want to stay at home and have somebody to work with her while she's doing her work, somebody looking after the child and paying the attention for that. And again, when we place the individuals with the family, it depends on the person's experience. If somebody has the breadth of dealing from newborn all the way to teens, they give us flexibility. If you're passionate about newborn only, then we primarily fit you with those families. Also provide care for children who are special needs. We come across situations where family have children who need special attentions and they need specialized training. Sometimes we have those staff that work with us who have experience with being trained on special needs, whether it is autism or ADHD or what have you. These kids are just as normal as everybody else. They just have they need special attentions, and we are more than happy to work with them and help them in those situations. So what I've talked about so far about families, we also have organizations that come to us and say, can you help us with childcare services, meaning faith-based organizations, whether it's a church or a temple or whatever it is. They have their own Sunday school. They have afternoon, every Wednesday afternoon, they have kids get together. So they're looking for us to say, can you send us somebody over there? So we end up sending sometimes 2 or 3 of our staff to those regular events and participate in their help. Okay. The other thing is, as far as the job is, we provide opportunities throughout the Bay Area. So we find the job that's close to you, whether you live in Fremont or in San Jose or in Palo Alto. We cover all these geographies. Our requirement is need to be 18 years of an age and have experience with children. It doesn't have to be paid, doesn't have to be work for a daycare center, what have you. No, caring for kids is caring for kids. It could be your siblings, could be your next door neighbor. It could be you worked, through other agencies where you have experience with children, or you worked in a daycare center, or working in a camp, or as a team leader. So the experience that you bring to the table, it's from a variety of places. And that's what makes us very valuable, because we really share that knowledge among our staff and help us grow as well. And also importantly, you need to have a reliable transportation. As you need to transport yourself from your home to the family that you go to, you need to be able to navigate through the difficult roads of the Bay Area. Sometimes there's no public transportation. So we don't want to make that to be a contingency for employment. Who do we serve? We serve all the cities in Santa Clara County, which is from as north as Palo Alto, Menlo Park, Stanford area, all the way down to San Jose, Cupertino, Sunnyvale, Santa Clara, Monteview, all these areas, we cover them, as well as we cover East Bay, where we serve Fremont, Union City, Newark, and Hayward. So these are the geographies we cover for the people who join us. Sometimes they say we don't mind, it doesn't matter where we go. Sometimes they say, I need to be able to travel within 10, 15 miles. So based on your location, we find the families within your reach. Okay. How to apply for us? It's very easy to go to. It's www.jobforsitter.com. If you type this on your browser, it will take you right in our website where you submit your applications. It's fairly simple applications. Provide your name and address and your phone number and I think a zip code. and your availability and the age group that you're willing to, you have experience with. And then we will get back to you within 24 hours. As I mentioned, Evelyn, who's on the call on this session, she will scanning all the applicants. We'll get back to you very quickly. We do phone screening. We can get you for interview for those candidates who are very motivated, that meet our qualifications. We literally can onboard them within about a week, literally. We go through the proper process and we can move forward with the applications. Next slide, please. So talking about tutor, it's similarly, nannies is the way we do the childcare. The tutoring is the service that we provide for kids who need help with their education. We're not the company where we push the kids to beyond the envelope, to push the envelope in their learning. You know, if the kid is in 6th grade, we're not going to try to push them into 7th and 8th grade math. No, we try to stay within the scope of their classroom, within the scope of their class. And the idea is to really help them grow and be confident in the subject they're focusing on or they need help with. Whether they need help with science, whether they need help with English, they need help with social study or history, it doesn't matter. The idea is that kid is not getting the grade he or she needs, whether they are maybe falling behind, they're not getting the concept, maybe the teacher is not providing the proper education for that individual kid. Well, we come into place. You know, we can sit down with them one-on-one. And the idea, we put that on a regular schedule where the tutor and the student meet on a regular basis. Generally, it's done in our learning center, but given the pandemic situations it is, we're doing everything right now remotely through Zoom, and we have all the facilities that we use that Zoom provides, so it can ease the collaboration between the tutor and the student. The idea is, in the tutoring, we go through the subject that the student's going through, the challenges, we look at their homework, look at their quizzes, look at their project, and kind of give them a second assessment of what they're doing. If they're doing writing an essay, well, after they write it, is it structured correctly? Are they using the right grammar? Are they using the right adjectives? Is the frame of the presentation is correct? And here comes a tutor, look at it, give some feedback, and give some recommendations for how to improve it. Similarly with science and math, look at the problem, assess what the issues are, assess what the gaps are, and go over those concepts with the student to really help them understand it, and take them through examples to really help them understand the concept and apply it to a more and more complex problem so they can really have confidence in their learning. Okay? And the idea is to really help them develop a good study skills, so as they go from one grade level to the next, it becomes really helpful for them. Okay? Next slide, please. So tutoring, as I mentioned earlier, it's done in our learning center. But again, right now we're doing everything remote and it's being very flexible. The way we do it is we pair the students and the tutors based on their skill set and based on the schedule availability. And after that, we put it on the calendar. The tutor and the student, they get together at the same time. They go through their learning, and it's fairly simple. We focus, as I mentioned, homework, test quizzes, projects, and what have you. The students that we cater to, the age group, is from 1st grade all the way to 12th grade. We cover all subjects from anything that's regular classes, honors, as well as advanced placement. All these subjects, we cover them. We also provide, we used to provide in the past preparation for SAT and ACT, but given that the college is not working with that right now, we're not focusing as much on this. Subject, we cover pretty much everything from early education for the younger kiddos, as well as social studies, languages, math and science, or what have you. The requirement for this is really to have a passion to be a tutor, being resourceful to really help the student grasp the concept, and really be patient with them. That's what they're here for. They're not getting what they need from the school, so they want us to be and help them. So having that skills of being a tutor is really important. Once again, it doesn't have to be having done this formally in a professional setting, but really worked in a study groups with the school, have volunteered into school environment activities, or was an assistant to your teacher or professors, what have you. So that's pretty much what it is. 2 years college education is really important because we really want to focus on depth and breadth in this concept. So if a student needing help, be it the first grader or second grader, we need someone who is majoring in early education. So they really have the skills of how do you deal with that young age kids, what learning that skills that can apply to them, versus someone who is really needing help with physics or math. Well, for those, we're going to look for someone who's maybe a math major or science major or engineering major, where it really can apply those technical concepts so they can really help the student. Grade level expected to be a B+ or higher, so that at least it demonstrates your knowledge and excellence in the subject. And to apply for those positions, once again, Job for Tutor is our easy to remember link. Just submit that and we'll take it to our website where you'll be able to place your information, and then once again, we'll call you on that topic. Okay, next click, which tells you again, we have a number of openings. So please feel free to submit your applications and we can talk about that. Another position that we have opening at this time is we're looking to, our office is really busy and we're expanding our operations. So we're looking for an office staff that can work in the various capacities to either work as in the office to help us with office activities, scheduling, so what have you, as well as with HR activities. So the opportunity is really for someone to really work with us on to plan, schedule, and attend events. Wonderful event like this, you know, we have a lot of them coming through and a lot more to come. So we're looking for someone to really help connect with the community, connect with the organizers, discover them, schedule the activities and attend it, and be able to share the information with others. As applicant comes in, you know, interview the applicant, you know, explain to them the core value of our services, what we try to accomplish, so we really can help them with that. And also participate in the employment and training. We do a lot of training for the staff. And once again, there's other activities in the office where when we have people on board, how do we schedule them for activities or tasks so they can really follow on through. And the requirement for this one is be organized, clear communicator, creative. And the idea is really to help the team work together. We have a small office team that does magic, literally the magic. We have a lot of stuff that I've done in the office has been automated to really simplify the job. And the whole value of what we do is really focused on being the creative individuals that we are to really help us move to the next step. Having experience with office works in the field would be really important, I mean, a couple of years of that, and have some knowledge and being fluent with Microsoft products. I'm not talking being an expert, but being able to run Microsoft Word, Excel, generate slides with PowerPoint, that's really important. And it does require to be out in the field maybe a couple days a week. This session is considered to be out in the field because now we're sitting down in our homes, being the office, connecting with others. But when things get better, hopefully we'll be able to drive our cars and go meet with people and connect with them more one-on-one person. Also having a high school diploma or equivalent is really important. If you're interested in this job, please send your resume to Santa Clara, CA for California at collegenannies.com. Okay? Next slide, please. So what's benefit of working for college nanny sitters and tutors? Safety is number one. So the people who work with us are on a W-2. So they really are part of us. We're one big family and we look after each other. When a family signs up with us that they need a service, the very first thing we do, we submit an application to them. They need to fill it up. Then we go visit them in their home. We meet the mom, we meet the dad, we meet the children. We make sure that home setting is safe and proper for our families. A lot of people are safe, but again, there's certain things that may not be appealing to some other people. I would like to be in a home caring for someone and there are pets, maybe there are snakes, maybe there are lizards. Some people, they don't mind it. They love to have them, but I may not be comfortable with it. So we want to make sure that the home is a safe environment. So when the person in their home providing care, they're really worrying about the well-being of the children than anything else. So that's our number one. Flexible schedule, we work with the staff, we set with them, understand their schedule needs, their schedule availability, and once we find that they're a match for us, we can onboard them and start working with them as they need employment, as we provide jobs for them, and we go forward. We pay very competitive, and we try to really be much better than the field. But again, we are trying to really help ourselves grow in that situations and really provide a good benefit from that point of view. When you work with us, you meet with a lot of families, and you network with a lot of people. And the people we cater for are professionals in the industry of all walks of life. People working in banking, people working in technology, people social workers, doctors, nurses, of all sorts of people. So as you work with them, if it's a career for you, if it's a job for you, if it's an intern for you, you will meet a lot of people. And when they see the goodness of your heart, of the work you do with their children and help them, provide a good value for them, they would like to help. And that's how it really helps everybody. Training, we have ongoing training where we provide training in a variety of things. If someone comes in with us and says, I'm only capable of dealing with toddlers, well, we put them through training that they become maybe knowledgeable how to deal with newborn, or vice versa. We provide people training with the CPR, first aid, we provide all that training for them. We also focus on training that's on a soft skill, meaning, we bring people in the room and say, well, let's talk about how you write a resume, how you conduct an interview. So various levels of training we provide to the team, so it really helps them not just focus on the job only, but also develop themselves. Cross-pollinating the team members, people share their knowledge and expertise of why they're doing why. If I'm studying psychology to become a psychologist or become a doctor or become a lawyer, what career path I'm taking from that, and share that knowledge among each other so that we can all help each other.
Hey, Ramiz.
Yes.
Ramiz, we just have about 15 minutes, just giving you a courtesy timing.
Okay,
15
so how many
minutes
more
left.
minutes I have? How many?
As soon as you can wrap it up so we have time for Q&A.
Okay,
Thank you,
very
Nina.
good. Thank you. So the next thing, our staff provide supplies so they can conduct their job properly. As I mentioned earlier, also our staff are W-2, so we take care of your taxes, your social security, and you're fully employed as an employee with us. And the job could also translate into internship based on your organization if you're a student that's lends itself for you. Next slide, please. Okay, COVID-19, what about it? It's affecting everybody in the community. We are a essential worker organization. We've been serving the community during this pandemic. Unfortunately, it's being hard on everybody, and we're trying to help everybody in this journey. We focus on serving healthy families and also have not had any recent travel. This is really to provide safety for our staff, and we work with the family on that level. We provide all personal protective equipment so that people are generally provided safe. The other thing is to really help in the community, we have a program right now to donate 5% of our revenue to COVID-19 impacted community. So the idea is not just we're helping the family, but also there are other communities and organizations that need help. So the idea is how can we help them as a business so they can be a little bit more off in the challenges they have. Next slide, please.
Actually, Ramiz, we really got to cut it off right here. We got to move to the Q&A. The session's only 1 till 2 o'clock. But don't worry, like I said, we're going to give everybody your information. And if they have more questions, they'll definitely reach out to you or us, and then we can connect you, okay?
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Sorry for taking longer time than I should have.
Oh, no, it was wonderful information. And as I said, I wish I could bring you back in a workshop just to do that. That'd be awesome.
Thank you.
Wonderful. And thank you for what you do for the community, because also being an essential worker, that's a very important service for the children in our community. So thank you.
Okay, well, since we're back in the big session now, I wanted to just do a real quick Q&A that we got from you guys answering questions. Like I said, if we don't get to every question, don't worry. I know Nina put her information in the chat box. I'll put my information in there. And of course, we'll send the information out to the employers on the Career Bytes YouTube channel. But we just want to go through a couple of these questions before we wrap up at 2 o'clock, okay? If I don't get a chance to say so, thank you, Nina, for being my co-host. Thank you, Remez.
Thank you.
Like you said, such an awesome events that we're having during COVID-19. So without further ado, I wanted to answer some of the questions in the chat. So this one's for Homestead. If an employee is employed with Homestead in the U.S. and they transfer to another country abroad, does Homestead assist with any kind of legal documentation to work abroad?
At this point, usually they're the ones that do that piece. If there's anything that we can assist or guide them to get done, then we can.
Thank you. And then this is for both employers. So do you guys have positions in the East Bay?
Go
The
ahead.
answer is yes. Sorry, yeah. For us, yes, we are employing people from anywhere from that cover East Bay, Fremont, Hayward, Union City, all over that area to serve that area. So somebody might be living in a little bit north of Hayward and they can work in Fremont. Absolutely, we can do that. And also in Santa Clara County.
Wonderful.
And we also do East Bay. They would just look up Homestead East Bay and their numbers should pop up. We do Marin, we do San Mateo, and it's not us, it's different franchise. Each franchise is owned by a different owner, but there are plenty of homesteads out there. So I know they could get, able to apply for East Bay.
Wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
And then this one's for college nannies and sitters. For the HR roles, what is the pay range?
The pay range depends on the person's experience, depending on availability, but it could be anywhere from $18 to $22 an hour.
Wonderful. Nina, and then you had some few follow-up questions, if you want to go to those.
I did. Just in general, I guess for both Homestead and college nannies and tutors, how many hours, because I believe you said part-time and full-time, what's the least amount of hours and what's the most amount of hours, I guess I should say?
So for us, it just depends on the applicant or the caregiver at that time schedule. So if they're going to school, we have them give us their availability, and then we'll give them shifts within that time frame. So the least that they could have, if they are only available 1 day a week and it's only a 6-hour time frame, it could be anywhere from 4 to 6 hours. It just depends on them. We do part-time. We do full-time. It just depends on their availability that we could accommodate for them.
Great. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And for college nannies, we pretty much have the same thing. We work with the applicants and their availability, and we can accommodate flexible schedule. One thing we would like to understand their situations, but in general, we'd like to have them to give us an equivalent of 3 days worth of work, like 24 hours. So if they could do that, that would really be most helpful. They can start with maybe less if that's limiting at this time, but ultimately like to get them to that level so we can have that conversation when they apply.
Awesome. Thank you, Ramesh.
And they can work as many as 60 hours if they want to.
Big money.
That's great. Helpful. Yeah. What does your hiring process look like once the candidate gets in touch with you? I know, Ramesh, you touched on it, but just for our audience out there, would each of you mind talking a little bit more about what the process looks like?
Sure. So ours start with the phone screen. So as soon as they reach out to us, if we could do the phone screen right then, get as much information as we can from them. At that point, if they pass the phone screen, we set them up a virtual interview, or because of the COVID-19 right now, if not, then we'll bring them in person and use safety precautions to be able to do the interview with them. After the interview process, if we have the time that's allowed, usually we do, we set it up enough. If we want to go forward with them, they have what they need, they pass the interview process, We already start doing the pre-hiring paperwork. We do our background checks here, which I'm a certified fingerprinter. And then we get them set up with the home care aid registry right then and there if they haven't. And then we talk about their TB test. And from there, if they complete everything that day, all they have to do is get their TB test. As soon as they get us their TB test, we give them their paperwork that they go home with that needs to be filled out before orientation. And as soon as they get their TB test and they let us know, we invite them to orientation. It's a pretty fast process that we provide here.
Okay, and Rebecca, what would you look for on a candidate's resume as a hiring manager?
Okay, so it just depends. For number one, it's not always down on a resume because some people don't know how to, put in their, certain skills that they do have, let alone their professional jobs. For instance, when you do home care, caregiving, sometimes you take care of family members. And so sometimes they don't put that. So a lot of times if they don't have anything on their caregiving, but that is what we do look for, CNA, going to school for nursing, stuff like that. But I never exclude those if they don't have any of that on there, because I like to do a phone screen and give everybody an opportunity. And if they've ever taken care of a family member, grandparent, parent, and they have some skills going on, let alone no experience, but have the personality and the motivation and want to go to school for nursing or CNA, I will bring them aboard.
Thank you, Rebecca.
Thank you.
Ramiz?
Yeah, so pretty much the same. When somebody submits an application for the nannies and the tutors, we get notified immediately. Then we will reach out to you to set up a phone screening interview. Generally about 10-15 minutes, shouldn't take long. And we can explain to you the details of the jobs and understand your background. And if that entails to bring mutual interest to go to the next step, then we go conduct a full interview. At that time, it involves a couple of people talking to you about the situations. You get to understand more, get you into the details of the job. And if that all looks good and if there's a mutual interest to go to the next step, that means become a candidate for employment. Then we go do a reference check. We talk to, if people can talk about you in terms of your background. If you worked as a nanny and you care for some kids' mom, then we talk to their mom or to the parents, or if you're in school, we can talk to your counselors or co-workers or supervisors to kind of get understanding about your situation. If all goes well, then we go to the next step, which we do a background check. And once that comes through, then if all pass through clear, then we go to the next step, which is toward employment. After employment, then you come in for a training, for 2 hours training. After that, you will be sent to do fingerprinting. Should take no more than 10-15 minutes, to be honest with you. So the training is about 2 hours, the fingerprinting about 10-15 minutes, fairly simple, and you're set to go after that. So you'll be equipped with all the supplies you need. You've watched some of the video, and you pretty much will be equipped to be able to do that. We've had people who've gone through this process in as few as 5 days, and some people have taken it maybe in 2-3 weeks. So it can vary. And the people we look for are generally people who are really passionate about kids. They want to play with them. They want to engage them in activities. They want to inspire them. They want to literally have them enjoy the experience as young kids.
Wow, thank you so much. We're out of time. If you guys still have questions, please, the emails, the recordings, infos will be sent out for the session today on email and also on our YouTube channel. I wanted to thank the career centers involved in the collaboration, Ohlone College for putting this together, the Mission College Career Services Center, that's my office, Eden Area, AJCC, the Tri-Valley Career Center, and College of Alameda Career Center. But again, thank you employers for coming to this event. It's been a really good event. Thank you, Nina, my co-host. I hope I get paired up with you again.
Me too.
Thank you both for having us.
Wonderful. Thank you all for coming. And like I said, be safe. And hopefully we do this again real soon. Take care.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.